very inspired to see this theme of diversity expressed not just in terms of concept, but in materiality and craft. From the theme of diversity, the students not only explored concepts of inclusivity, about ecology or even social justice, but also dug deeper into issues like culture and identity. The students drew together from a very wide range of visual languages that range from traditional crafts to cutting-edge digital media. What this gives to me is that it is a very rich and vivid montage of the world as they see it. So for me personally, this is a very important reminder that design is not just a mirror of our plurality, but also that it really gives us hope for a more inclusive collective future.
Diversity plays a huge part will play and can play a huge part in the international design industry in general and academics. Without understanding and appreciating other people's perspective of design, we get narrow views as to what design is supposed to look like and how design is supposed to be. But once we start to appreciate it, then we start to understand the core values of design and how they apply across different industries, across different countries, different cultures. So with diversity, understanding the impact of it is key to ensuring that we have a well-rounded approach and a deeper understanding of what design is and what it means to actually create something from the design perspective.
คำแนะนำสำหรับนักออกแบบรุ่นใหม่นะครับก็คือพยายามที่จะไม่ต้องรอให้มันสมบูรณ์แบบแต่ลงมือทำให้เต็มที่ไปให้สุดทางแล้วก็เรียนรู้จากความผิดพลาดครับจะเป็นทางเดียวที่ทำให้สำเร็จได้
我觉得这一些力量，它不只是能够美化设计，它也是一个能够疗愈人心的一股力量。举例像是细腻的话，它能够让我们去注意到我们容易忽略的需求；至于同理心的话，可以让我们在冲突中找到一个平衡点；韧性的话，就是让我们能够持续在一个困难的一个条件下再继续往前。所以我觉得这几个力量都是不可或缺的动能，在设计力也是我觉得蛮具备的。
我觉得今年的多样性，当然除了这个学生来自不同的国家之外，作品本身或者议题本身也蛮有多样的状态。我印象最深刻其实是一个日本的设计师，他其实是讨论的一个年轻世代、躺平世代的一个议题。把这个议题变成建筑的空间来设计，我觉得这是很有趣的一个，真的是很多样的一些观点。那当然我们有来自非洲的作品，那他怎么用很简单的材料去创造他们的空间？来自不同的国家，其实每个人所选择的议题都很不一样。那我觉得这个是多样性很清楚的一个表达了。
I think diversity is incredibly important, and so a diversity of opinion and a diversity of input creates many different options, and I think that's what we need at large. You know, one size fits all doesn't work at scale for everyone around the world, so I think diversity is incredibly important to localize the response.
私は、高校生の頃は次世代エネルギーの開発をする研究者になりたいと思っていました。次世代エネルギーを開発することで地球環境に貢献したいと思っていたんですけれども、どんなに素晴らしい技術も、どんなに素晴らしい商品、それから取り組みも、それが広くいろんな人に知られなければすごいもったいなくいいことになってしまうなと思い、それで素晴らしい商品や、素晴らしい技術、それから素晴らしい取り組みをいろんな人に知らせてもらうために 広告代理店である博報堂という場所で、アートディレクターとして働きたいと思うようになりました。で、今は会社でクリエイティブボランティアとしてUNDP 国連開発計画のクリエイティブのサポートをさせていただいているんですけれども、例えばですねUNDP はHDPN Humanitarian Development Peace Nexus ということを行動の理念に掲げているんですけども、やっぱ一般の人がそれを聞いてもなかなかその意味や、具体的に何をしているかを理解するのってすごく難しいことだと思うんですけども、私はそれをイラストレーションだったり、デザイン、それからコピーによってわかりやすくまとめて、人々にお伝えするというような、仕事をしています。
저는 이번에 그 TISDC의 주제가 다양성이라는 것을 가지고 했다는 게 되게 큰 의미라고 생각합니다. 무엇보다도 학생들의 그 디자인 결과물을 보면 그 영상 속에서의 스토리텔링에서의 다양성, 그 다음에 어떤 표현의 방식에서의 다양성, 그리고 또 무엇보다도 어떤 그 소스나 다양성에 있는 것들을 더 많이 첨가하려고 하는 그런 노력들. 그래서 결과물을 보면 되게 창의적인 부분에 있어서는 되게 멋지고 좋은 작품, 그런 어메이징한 그런 작품들이 많이 나와서 아마도 TISDC의 그 애니메이션 분야가 아마도 좋은 상을 많이 받을 것 같은 인상을 이번에 많이 받았습니다. 앞으로도 아마 TISDC에 나오는 그런 디지털 애니메이션 분야에서는 지금보다도 더 좋은 결과물들이 많이 나올 것 같고, 지금은 영상 시대입니다. 그러다 보니까 우리 학생들도 영상에 매우 그 친숙하고 무엇보다도 결과물에 대한 어떤 스토리를 끌고 나가는 데 있어서 예전보다 어떤 디자인적인 마인드와 교육적인 마인드를 훨씬 더 잘 표현할 수 있다는 거 예상할 수 있을 것 같습니다. 아무튼 좋은 결과 될 거라고 믿습니다. 감사합니다.
はい、僕が一番印象的だったのは、若い世代が、デザインというものを、色とか形だけではなくて、ちゃんとそのデザインがちゃんと社会にどういう影響があるかとか、どういう環境に対して影響があるかってことを非常によく考えてるなっていうのが印象的でした。で、テクノロジーも、なるほどこういう使い方があるんだみたいな、新鮮な、使い方の提案などもあって、これからの世代がすごく楽しみだなっていうふうに思いました。
Actually, I think overall the work was really, really good this year. Things that we saw was there was a lot of talk about biodiversity. There are a couple of things that really stood out. There were some beautiful posters. There were some really meaningful insights that the students came up with. One of the big things that I liked was this piece which talked about the reefs and the oceans and how through an imbalance of sea urchins you can tell whether a reef is actually healthy or unhealthy. That particular piece really shouted out to me. I'm a dive instructor. I love the ocean. What I valued about that was the research. The designer had gone in, done their homework, done their research, and then came up with a beautiful rendition of why it worked.
I think in the recent decade, there are many strong female designers, art directors who are really stepping up. In fact, some of the biggest international advertising firms are headed by women designers now. There are also much more female designers who are heading up their small studio. So I think what is maybe the biggest change is that, in fact, a lot of these female designers, they want to be just known as designers. They don't even want to talk about gender anymore because they are confident and strong enough to compete with the guys. So for them, it's like, don't even talk about my gender, look at my works. I think that is the kind of confidence that the female community of designers are having right now, and I can see that quite strong. Serving on a lot of international juries, I realized that actually the new voice is not so much even about gender, and it's about gender inclusivity. So for me, actually that is the latest direction that the world design community is moving towards, a very inclusive voice.
Bueno, yo estudié diseño de producto, diseño industrial, se llamaba en los 90s. Para mí un momento muy importante en mi carrera fue cuando descubrí que el diseño era capaz no solo de dar forma a productos y objetos o inclusive desarrollar nuevas funciones y bienes, sino que tener la capacidad transversal de reunir a las personas, hacerse las preguntas correctas, dar sentido y visión hacia el futuro. Y para mí se convirtió en una herramienta muy poderosa cuando más adelante en mi carrera ocupé posiciones de liderazgo que ya no eran diseñar productos. Así que estoy completamente convencido que el diseño es una herramienta estratégica capaz de utilizarse en ese tipo de ambientes.
影响我职涯很重要的一件事情呢，是我在刚入行的时候呢，去比了一个比赛，叫做坎城国际青年创意奖 Cannes Lions 的 Young Lions。那个比赛呢，很像是广告界的奥运，就是每个国家呢会选他们的国手，然后去这个坎城参加一个各个国家之间的竞赛。那一年我非常幸运的被选中，成为了代表台湾可以出去比赛的国手。所以对我来讲，那是第一次，就是我靠我自己的 idea， 我自己的作品去参赛，然后得到了一个国际评审国际上的认证，给了我很多信心，同时呢，也更加让我确定说我想要在这个业界做更多的努力。
In these times of uncertainty and so many challenges, I was very pleased to see that the new generation of designers approach problems with empathy and understanding and sense of optimism for the future. We saw so many solutions for various problems such as health issues, environmental problems, or even solutions for animals and environment. I hope that this new generation of designers are going to make our industry stronger and more inclusive and more socially responsible.
I think from a material point of view, of course, what we see now more than ever before is the use of technology, things like AI, all the materials and processes we use to create the design. But I want to say within that, what was really quite unique was the idea that these young people are really looking forward to the future, really looking for new ideas, new things we haven't thought about. Of course, the use of new materials, some new processes. But I think one of the key things is there's something very unique in their ideas. These students are going to represent, in my opinion, a very, very strong future.
我会非常鼓励同学们在学的期间可以去尝试很多元的题目，就是如果你遇到任何生活中你觉得它有更好的方法可以解决的，你就是去尝试，不一定要为了做作业或是寻求什么叫做正确或是标准，而是在这个探索的过程中去找到对的议题跟你自己解决的方法。我觉得只有经过不断的实验跟磨练，最后你才能够具备这个千锤百炼的作品跟成就。还有一个是可以在学生时期多去做的事情，就是旅行。因为每个地方的生活方式都不太一样，有不同的文化、不同的仪式、不同的世界观，还有在意的价值观。那当你看得够多的时候，你才有更多元的观点可以回来对待自己的作品。